Hey YouTube. Oh, hey YouTube. Well, I'm thinking about my next project. Okay, because I've got a lot of projects up here. There's only so much I can do in real life. With that being resources, money. Well, that's included in resources. Time. Big thing for me is time. Okay, it's whether or not I can put in the time. All right. So at the moment, I've got my rocket project sitting there waiting to be tested. Um, I've got big news about something else, but I'm just waiting to finalise everything there before I say anything. But let's just say it's big news. I don't want to say too much about that, but um, anyway, so basically, I've got in my head, I've got some project ideas, and this is basically going to be maybe 5 years, 10 years down the track. So I've got two choices, right? So I've decided my next big project is going to be a car. It will be a car, okay? Now the question is, and of course I'll be filming the whole steps and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and what I've got and is it a bargain and should you do it kind of thing. When the time is right, it'll be a series in itself. But obviously that's in the future, and that's when I have the available funds and area and time to do such a thing. But I've got two choices. So I can choose to do a classic car. Now, a classic car, you might say, well, that sounds like a great project. And it is. That's why it's on my list of could I do it? Should I do it? There's two things with a classic car, three things with a classic car that make it less desirable as a project, but then the other idea. Okay, so there's one is getting a classic car is very, very hard. In fact, I'd probably have to go to America to source one out. And then I'll have to convert it to either decide to convert it to right-hand drive or just leave it left-hand drive. That'd be one. Two will be sourcing the parts to try and keep it as original as possible, which would be very, very hard. But the parts don't exist anymore. That's why they're classic cars. Like, you can get a lot of aftermarket stuff, but it's hard because as cars move forward in technology, I mean, look, put it this way: can you buy parts for a steam engine? No, you can't. You have to build them yourself. The point is the same. If you want parts for a classic car, you may have to build the parts yourself or source them from another car or something like that, because the trouble is the parts don't exist anymore. All right, technology has moved to such a point that we can't do it. And there's a third thing, which is personal touch. This is personally a thing that I prefer, especially with engineering projects, is my own personal touch, right? Kind of feel like personal touch is a massive thing for me, especially when you're doing a project. Like, you want to be able to turn around and say, hey, you can see my handiwork there, because I designed and built that. Okay. But the plus side of doing a classic car is that when I get bored of there's two plus sides. One, I can drive it every day on the road once it's complete. That's a plus. And the second one is, once I get bored of it and decide to sell it, it'll be worth a mint. All right. Classic cars are all worth a lot of money. All right. That's why a lot of people do classic car projects, because when you sell them, they are very desirable. And if they're in mint condition, you can bet that you're going to get good money for it. So all your hard work will be paid off with cash. All right. The other project idea I had was an open wheel race car. All right. And you might say, what? Why an open wheel race car? Why pick something so difficult? But here's the thing, guys. It actually isn't that difficult, because all an open wheel race car is basically an overpowered go-kart with downforce. All right. Now, I'm into my model planing, and I'll be building my own model planes in the future once things are going a bit differently. And I have the space to do that again. So that will teach me a lot about aerodynamics and how things work, and how to apply different technology, and how basically how to apply different areas of wing design to get different desired effects. Okay. Also, I got to fly a lot of different model planes, so that there's two bonuses there. One, because I'm a big plane geek and I love my planes. I love flying. I mean, if I had it my way, I'd be a pilot, but don't have the maths for that. And also, it's very expensive. So you kind of need a lot of things going behind you. You need to have passed school with like flying colours and, I guess, so to speak, but pardon the pun there. And yeah, you just basically need to have a lot of money, and then you could really make that a reality. But here's the thing, most people can't afford that or do that, and that's just not how we're going to get what we want. So we have to, think about other things we can do and other things that appeal to us. But look, anyway, basically, an open wheel race car is basically, the big thing is I can design it however I want. So I can pick a type of race car, which would probably be something similar to a Formula 3 or a Formula 2. Wouldn't look at building a Formula 1 car. That's just insane. But it would be something akin to that. Look at the rules and regulations on how to build the car. So you've got sort of rules on what to sort of build to and how to build it to. So you'd go, yeah, well, if I build it this dimensions and this sort of power plant and that sort of thing. Now, the thing is, I probably wouldn't use it as an actual race car in events because, well, not in those kind of events, not in a Formula style race. Because the thing is, I couldn't build anything that would ever be competitive with anything that's actually a real car that's meant to do that and made to do that. I mean, that they spend thousands of dollars building those things, more than thousands of dollars, and they're engineered by specialists, and there's a reason why they have to meet a criteria, and and they pay a lot of people a lot of money to do that type of stuff. A guy in his garage is not going to beat that or be competitive with that. So there's no point trying to do that. What I can do though is I can build a car that's a similar thing. Once I've learned about wings and things like that properly, I could theoretically build wing designs and ground effect designs that basically give you the desired effect of the wings, and basically it's building things within what your skill level sets. So I wouldn't be building out a carbon fiber because carbon fiber is not a easy accessible resource, and it's not cheap. It's stupid expensive. So it wouldn't be something I could do with that, but I could definitely do steel frame with aluminium parts and things like that. Getting aluminium is not that hard, and for shaping aluminium is pretty easy, so that's not hard. And obviously you can use fiberglass as well and things like that for different effects. And basically it would teach me a lot about race cars, and I could have a go at trying to beat hill climb events and get that sort of Formula 1 experience, but not really Formula 1. But also, the other thing is, if I put so I'd basically probably look at putting something like a standard Commodore engine in it with like an automatic. And you might say, why do that? The point is, it's really hard to do flappy paddle. Like regular person could not install that. That's like done by factories and things like that, and lots of people. But putting an automatic stock V6 engine in a car would give you reason, power to weight would be very, very good, and it would mean that anyone could drive it. So you could hire the car out and let people drive it, and basically it wouldn't matter what license you had, you'd basically be able to drive it. So theoretically, it could make money in the future. It just probably wouldn't make nowhere near as much as building and selling a classic car. But it might give me more enjoyment building it, which would be the whole point. So they're my ideas, guys. Tell me what you think. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just watching a fire while sometimes fires need a bit of tender love and care to get going properly. Anyway, peace out, guys, and I'll let you know once I've got my big news. I'll I'll let you know once everything's said and done. All right, peace.